In the world of shonen manga and anime, action is king. A property in this demographic can have top quality drama and amazing plot, but it will always fall short without spectacular action. One Piece is no different. So today, we are going to honor the art of action. Quite specifically, we are going to focus on the art of a good punch. Well, not just a good punch, the best punches. And to be clear, we are talking about a single punch here. To be considered for this list, only a single action using one's fist will do. So with that simple criteria out of the way, let's begin. Welcome to the top 5 punches in One Piece. Number 5. Don Krieg. Coming in at number 5, we have a very particular punch aimed at Don Krieg. Essentially, the overconfident leader of the Krieg Armada cloaks himself in spikes, thinking himself invulnerable as a result. To which Luffy just kind of goes, "So what?" and smacks him one anyway. Of course, Luffy injures himself in the process, and that is exactly what I love about it. This one punch encapsulates Luffy's entire life philosophy, which is, if I can't beat this guy right here, right now, then I can't become the Pirate King. And of course, that is an unacceptable conclusion for Luffy, so the clear course of action is just a punch straight through the spikes. Now, while Don Krieg certainly isn't the best villain by any means, seeing this punch never fails to satisfy me. It's not quite the spectacle that the rest of the punches on this list will be, but this punch is a defining character moment, and says so much with such an incredibly simple action. Number 4. Doflamingo Red Hawk. When I first read this in the manga, I legitimately cheered out loud. It was unexpected, it was powerful, and my god was it ever satisfying to see this particular enemy finally suffer a serious blow 600 or so chapters after his original introduction. Not only that, it was produced by an incredible feat of teamwork between Luffy and fellow Worst Generation member Trafalgar Law. I think what also makes this so satisfying is that it was a very long time coming. At this point, the Dressrosa arc had been in motion for well over a year, and even before that, Doflamingo was being built up as a villain during Punk Hazard. We had been waiting literally years for this moment, and it certainly delivered. Number 3. Golden Rifle. No matter what you think about NL as a villain, his final defeat was spectacular. Prior to Gear 3rd, the Golden Rifle was by far the biggest punch we'd ever seen. All thanks to NL coating Luffy's arm in a ball of gold and providing the instrument of his own destruction. The sheer speed and force of this punch is felt like nothing before it, and hits NL with such satisfying ferocity. In fact, this punch actually accomplishes a number of things. It obviously defeats the big villain, but it also breaks all of the gold off Luffy's hand by colliding with the Great Shandorian Belfry, thereby ringing it and proving to the descendant of Noland that the Golden City does indeed exist. So wow, this punch is a bit of an overachiever actually, and that's why it sits quite comfortably in the number 3 spot. Number 2. Saint Charlos. This guy, man. There is only one word that sums up this punch, and it is justice. There are very few things in this world more satisfying than seeing this world noble prick finally get brought down to earth in an excruciatingly painful looking manner. I mean, come on, this guy is pompous, racist, classist, and an all-around waste of oxygen. Oh, and he shot Hachi, and I really like Hachi, so screw this guy. And while nobody else would do anything about it out of fear of retribution, luckily we have one Monkey D. Luffy here to do what we're all vividly thinking about. It's a somewhat similar action to the Don Krieg fight actually. Luffy acts without a single consideration for the consequences, which in this case would be summoning a Marine Admiral. And that's partially what makes this punch so great. Luffy is essentially saying that he would rather face the wrath of an admiral than let this world noble get away with one more second of being a dick. And that is just great. Number 1. Bellamy. There was absolutely no way a top 5 best punch list was going to ignore this one. To me, this is the defining single punch in One Piece. I think the best way to describe how I feel about this particular punch is to turn to the world of chess. In chess, there is a concept known as immortal games. And while this has no official definition, it's generally accepted that they are games which showcase the absolute dominance of a world-renowned player against quite a significant opponent. This dominance also has a particularly inhuman feeling about it, signaling that the opponent's chances of winning were an impossibility from the very start. This punch right here is Luffy's immortal game. It is one of the finest fights in One Piece, despite only lasting a single and seemingly effortless punch. And the fist marks on Bellamy's face afterwards are a nice metaphor of Luffy's lasting impression on everyone who witnessed the battle. This isn't just the greatest punch in One Piece, one of the greatest punches in all of storytelling. And that about does it for the top 5 punches in One Piece. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to like, favorite, or subscribe. And please do comment with your favorite punches, or any other attacks, whatever you